Hello everyone, my name is Lisa Williamson. I am an author for young adults. My titles include The Art of Being Normal, All About Mia, Paper Avalanche and First Day of My Life. I write contemporary YA novels, so I write about everyday teenagers having everyday problems. I've probably got quite a lot of childhood story heroes. So I would just go with the two that came first of all to mind. And the first one was my naughty little sister in the stories by Dorothy Edwards, that's so brilliantly illustrated by Shirley Hughes, mainly because I wasn't very naughty. I was a very boisterous toddler, but by the time I was reading, I was quite well behaved. So I think I sort of lived vicariously through the naughty little sister of the title. And even though the stories were written in the 50s, I had no idea. I was a kid in the 80s and they just felt so fresh and so engaging. And I just read them over and over again. And there's a particular story where the naughty little sister eats a trifle, and for that alone, sneaking off to eat the trifle, she's a bit of a hero to me. And the other one is probably Sally Freedman from Starring Sally J. Freeman by Herself by Judy Blume, which I read when I was about 12 or 13. And just the voice and Sally's, I don't know, she just got such a warm, winning personality. And I think she became a bit of my hero then as well. My top 3 tips for storytelling. So I've written them down here. So the first one is write something that you would want to read, which sounds really simple, but I think often you can sort of, it's really easy to get caught up in writing the thing you should read, the sort of thing you think is popular. But I think if you write the sort of story that you would love to read, that's a really great way to get started, because chances are there's going to be somebody else who really wants to read that story as well. So that would be my number 1 tip. Number 2 is to make things as hard for your main character as possible, which can be really difficult to do, especially if you've created a character that you really like. Often it'd be quite difficult to put obstacles in their way, but this is the best way to create tension, to develop a plot, make your character develop, see how they cope in really difficult circumstances. So throw some obstacles in their way, whether that's a plot point, sort of a character coming in and turning everything upside down. Just make things really, really, really hard, and then see where your character goes from there. And who knows, you might be able to build a whole plot from that. And then finally, number 3, and I need to take this bit of advice, don't get too het up in having to make something perfect straight away. It's really tempting to want the first chapter to be perfect before you move on to the next. And often you can end up never reaching the end of something. Don't be afraid to write badly, for things to not make sense, for your story to be full of holes. Just get to the end, then you can go back and start fixing it. So yeah, just be messy, let it be all over the place. Have fun with it above all. And there's always time to go back and fill in those gaps later on.